Alright, girls, I am here to talk a little bit about what our game plan is going to be for the game against Bad Axe. And the first thing I want to go over is offense. What is our overall offensive game plan? It's going to be getting the bigs, the ball down low, and then we also want to attack the basket with our dribble drive, our guards, our wings, when we're getting the ball on the outside, and we want to be attacking to make layups or to go to the free throw line. And it's not like they're playing super tough defense on us on the outside, so we're gonna have a lot of opportunities to score on this team, I think, tomorrow. On defense, our overall game plan is going to be not to let number 35 beat us. And last game, I don't know if she necessarily scored a ton of points on us. We did give up some other points to some other players, but she still had maybe 15. She's a pretty good athlete. And we're going to press them and try to force some turnovers and get some easy buckets in transition. Okay, so that's kind of our overall plan for tomorrow. And let's go over a little bit about their personnel. Number 35 is their best player, their best scorer, and that's the person that we're going to want to try to take out. When she has the ball, she can shoot threes, so we need to be up on her, especially if we're doing the box of one. But also, she wants to go to the basket. She's a big, she plays down low, so we can't be playing too high up on her, or else she's going to get easy buckets at the rim. And especially in transition, like she's going to bulldoze her way to the basket somehow and get a foul or get a layup. So we need to be in position to make sure that that isn't happening. Number 34 is probably their second best player. She'll defend Sage. She's a mid-range jump shooter. She made a lot of shots on us last time. I can't remember her name. And she's probably their best defender. That's why they put her on Sage. And number 30 is her point guard, who will shoot threes when she's open, but it's not like she made a bunch on us. But it's just something that we need to be aware of. Not really any other people that we need to talk about. So let's go right into offense. And the first key that we talked about was getting the ball down low, and we want to get to our bigs down low. And one very important part about that is our entry passes. So let's look at the last game against Bad Axe, and we'll look at a few entry passes and how they're playing defense. So let's see. So looks like right here, Lauren drives, and then Kelsey is open and is calling for the ball. Well, Kelsey, you probably want to be in a little more athletic position than standing up, but right now this girl is playing her over here. So this side's no. We're not throwing it over here. Kelsey's calling with the ball this way, so anywhere over here is probably fine to throw the ball, right? Alright, let's see. And we throw it to the other side. So, use the information that our posts are giving us, and let's make some good post entry passes. So let's look at another one. Alright, so looks like we have up top. So where's the girl playing? She is playing high side. So we have all down here open. Just Sage even has her arm up, so we know what side we need to throw it to. We throw it to that side. Easy money. Let's look at a third one. Okay. So this one, I can't really tell if it's a good pass or a bad pass from the angle, but what we do know is that Sage is calling for the ball with this arm, and this girl is playing on the high side. So where do we need to throw it? Down here, okay? That's where we want to throw it. And the one thing I wanted to note about this is Sage, all of our bigs, when there's a pass coming and, this girl goes over the top to try to steal it, what we have to do is we have to have active feet down here, bigs, and we have to seal her, and we gotta push her that way, so she has to run even further around us to get to the ball, and then the ball just falls into our hand and we get a layup. Okay, and watch our feet right here. Instead of doing that, we just kind of jump to where we think the ball's gonna land, which we think it's gonna go over here, so we jump that way instead of sealing, and there's a turnover. Okay, so post entry passes are gonna be key tomorrow, girls. And let's talk a little bit about the personnel again. Number 34 is their most aggressive defender. She's going to be on Sage, and she's not going to leave Sage. And the other big, number 35, will guard the other big that we have, probably Kelsey Bouvret, and will help off. So number 34, basically their game plan is going to be to make it as hard for Sage to score as they can. So everyone is basically going to help when there's screens being set for Sage. Everyone's going to kind of sag off a little bit until number 34 can recover. But the other way, number 35. So kind of how we're going to use that to our advantage is we're going to have Sage setting the screens, and then number 34 is not going to leave Sage, and then hopefully the person rolling around will be wide open. And let me show you a few clips of that. So let's see, we'll start off at right here. We'll start right from the beginning. So right here, we're gonna have a cross screen, and let's check out our personnel right here. So we have Casey right here, guarded by number 35, and number 34 guarding Sage. So let's watch how number 35 plays this. So she's just gonna kind of, sag here and wait until 34 recovers. So Sage isn't gonna come off the screen wide open because they're helping number 34 until she recovers. Well, let's watch another one where they do that. So let's see. This time we have Sage setting the screen, and watch the difference between that first one and this one. So watch number 34. She is not even looking at the ball. She is just, all she's keyed in on is Sage right now. So she has her head turned away from the basket, and if Casey cuts around this, loops around tight and goes in for a layup, this person is going to be no help whatsoever. Right here, Casey doesn't really go towards the basket. She kind of loops that way, and she doesn't wait for Sage to come set the screen fully. So, that's why she doesn't come open. But just, notice the difference between how number 34 is not helping at all off Sage, whereas, number 35 was. Let me show you one more on Kansas, because that's a play we've run often. So here's Kansas. Looks like we don't do the passing, but so again, number 34 gets screened, but this person kind of just, sags off a little to help make sure number 34 recovers, and then we don't get an easy shot per usual. So let's do another one, 10. So here's another one. So this is Sage setting the screen again. And again, number 34, number 35. Look at number 34. Has her head turned. Is going to be no help if Kelsey Bouvarek gets this layup. But why does this play not work? Because we need to wait until Sage comes all the way over here, gets the screen set, and then we go. So we go a little early. Sage has to set a moving screen, and we're not open as much. But basically, these are some of the fundamental things that we need to do right when we play Bad Axe this next time to be more successful, to get more open shots. Alright, see that number 34 is not going to be any help at all to this other person. So, guards, when we're bringing it down the floor, if we're running 3-2 motion, if we're running, strong, if we're running other plays that have that cross screen there, go to Sage's side. Sage will set a cross screen and bring over, Kelsey Bouvarek, and Kelsey, you should be wide open. If you wait for that screen, Sage sets a good screen and get it to her down low, because the other person isn't going to be, isn't going to be helping off at all if Sage is the one setting the screen. So everyone on the team needs to recognize that Sage will probably be the screener on this game until the other team makes an adjustment. Okay, let's show one more. So here's Kelsey Bouvarek setting a screen for Sage. So here's number 34 and number 35. So number 35 is just going to kind of chill right here until number 34 can recover. And actually this time she just stands there. But, that's how much they're going to help off to take away Sage. That's their, overall game plan, and that's what they're going to, focus on. So we need to use that knowledge to our advantage and, go to Sage's side so she's the one setting the cross screen. Another thing I wanted to show you, Biggs, was so number 34, the person that plays the aggressive defense, she's going to jump at a lot of ball fakes. And number 35, she's just going to stay on the floor with her hands up when she's playing defense. And I want to show you a few clips from that. So, alright, so here's how number 50 is going to play defense. Oh. So basically, if you get her in the post or if you're dribble driving on her, here's what she's gonna do. She's just gonna put her hands up. She's not gonna leave her feet. So I mean, we don't get anything out of that. But bigs, what we're gonna need to do is power dribble into her. Get ourselves to a place on the court where we can power up for a layup without her contesting, because she's not gonna jump up to contest it. She doesn't want to get in any foul trouble. Well, let's look at number 34. So here's number 34, Guardian Sage. Good job with the post entry. Number 34 is playing over here, so we throw it on this side. And look at just the littlest fake. It's, Sage gives like a ball fake, and that girl goes flying. Let's watch another one. 13, 20. So let's watch. Looks like they're in a zone right now. Kelsey Bouvret comes up, gives a ball fake, and she leaves her feet again. There. It's not even like you have to give a big ball fake. She's just, that aggressive of a defender that she's going to leave her feet a lot. So post, we need to use that to our advantage. If number 34 is on us, give a ball fake. She's going to go for it. If 35's on us, we're not going to be able to ball fake. But, she's just going to stand there with her hands up, make a good power move. Okay, so we've went over a lot of the post stuff. Let's go over what we want from our guards and wings. We want to dribble, drive, and attack the basket. And when I mean attack is, they're not going to be playing tough defense out on us. They're not going to be denying wings. So we can dribble, drive, and attack. Hopefully we're getting to the basket and getting layups, or we're getting fouled. If someone comes and stops us, if their help defense comes over, we can, kick it down to our post. We can kick it out. For 3-point shooters, it's just being more aggressive on the wings, so we're not just standing there taking up space. And the last thing I put on here was, we kind of got to know our game. So are you a spot-up shooter? Are you, more quick off the dribble and you're better closer to the basket? Kind of know your game. And, if you're like Lauren Fernald, like I want you taking 3-point shots tomorrow. But if you're, not an outside shooter, Casey, sometimes you play wing, sometimes you play big. Maybe you're taking a few steps in and spotting up, and then when you get the ball, you're, cutting to the basket. And it's not the end of the world if, you're a shooter and you're not shooting. But typically, kind of know what your game is and play to your strength. And, that's going to help us more as a team. The last thing I'll say about this is that if you are one of the people who struggle to keep 2 feet behind the line, so if we're shooting low percentage 2-point shots, like a high percentage 2-point shot would be a layup. And if we're going to shoot, 20 footers with a foot on the line, it's not a really high percentage 2-point shot. It's probably the lowest percentage 2-point shot we can take. So, if you don't feel confident in spacing the floor out and getting a spot up shot for a 3, when you're spotting up, take a few steps in, just adding a little bit more, likelihood that you'll make the shot if you're a few steps in. But ideally, we'd like, people spacing out on the 3-point line and, knocking down some threes. Okay, and defense. So our defensive goals are going to be don't let 35 beat us and that we're going to press. So we'll run a box and 1 on her. And one thing I wanted to note is that we do not want to get too high on her. She plays a big, unlike some of the other people we went, box and 1 on or triangle and 2 on. So, we still have to guard her at the 3-point line, but we also don't want to give her easy layups because she drives to the basket hard and wants to score a lot of her points down low. So I'll show you a few of us playing defense on her a little too high. So right now, here is number 35, and we're playing way too high on her. We're playing no catch, but I think how our no catch has to look against her is we need to be playing on the side of her, probably on the inside, with a hand across this way, okay? Because here's what's going to happen. And, I can kind of go into what they're going to run on offense while we're doing this. So here's what they ran against us the first time when we went box and 1. We ran diamond 1, but they put their players in a box formation. But instead of having the 4th person up here, this person stays here. And, this is pretty much all they did. And, the bottom two go out and they try to get the ball kind of in space. But, you know, more to on like planar too high, like here's what's going to happen. She's just going to cut down and we're on the high side and we're not going to be in a good position to score. Let's actually see if I can find a better one. So let's look at this one. Again, look at where we are. We're way high side instead of between our man and the ball, or basket and our man, which is where we want to be, between the basket and our man. So ideally we're playing defense like here. So when the pass gets made down here, you know, we're not in a bad position. And look, so right now if this person makes a pass, this girl has all of this space down here to work, kind of. And because we're stuck on the high side, you know, actually she does make a, not the prettiest pass, but it still got there. So, you know, people, if we're going in and playing no catch on this girl, you know, we don't want to be so high up on her. Here's Lauren Fernald one time. Let's see, where are we? So right now we're on the high side, and you know, our bigs know that if we get a girl in this situation, like it's just money in the bank. Like, look at all this room she has to work with because we're playing high side. So yes, we don't want her to get the ball, but since she's such a threat down low, we don't want to be playing her high side. We want to be playing a low side with a hand around or on the side, but we can't be playing all the way up here, okay? No, they don't get her the ball there, but, you know, just for anyone playing no catch, Casey, Lauren Fernald, you know, Kelsey Autry, if you're going in and playing no catch, Brianna, like those are just how we need to play this girl tomorrow. Don't get too high on about the high side. One other thing that's not on here, but I want to say about our defense overall is that we need to talk on defense, regardless of whatever defense we're in. You know, they're going to run plays that we haven't seen before, and, you know, the only way we're going to successfully defend those plays is if everyone's talking and is on the same page, so we're not giving open shots or open layups. We are going to press, so this is our defense. So we will press, and our goal is not to let number 35 get the ball when we are pressing, because she can break the press on her own. So we'll put a girl in front of her to deny, and we'll put a girl over the top of her, maybe 5 steps back, to kind of get any over-the-top passes. And on the press, another note is just don't overcommit for steals. You know, this team, besides if we're not letting 35 get the ball on the press, you know, just make the other people work to get the ball up the court. You know, they're going to make mistakes when they have pressure on us. So we don't need to overcommit on our press and then have them get easy buckets because we're out of position defensively. Let's just stay in position. Don't give up anything easy. You know, if they break our press, then we'll just fall back and play good defense. But, you know, they are going to make mistakes, and then when they make the mistakes, we'll capitalize. We just don't want to be the ones making mistakes and having them capitalize on it. The last thing I want to do, you know, this is the end. I kind of want to show, you know, they did press a little bit. So I will go to what their press looks like, but I'm not really going to talk about it that much because, you know what, they only press like 2 or 3 times. So what they'll do is their press, there'll be a 1, 2, I'm sure there's another person over here. And what are they doing? They're waiting till we cross this line, and then this person, so if we get the ball right here, they're going to put a person right here and a person right here, and we can't go back any further, and we are going to be SOL. So what do we need to do against this press? We need to have 2 people back. The second person needs to be behind our point guard so we can make a pass. Get as close as you can to that line, probably reverse, and then we can get it up the court. You know, we'll probably need a person in the middle as well. You know, we'll probably be going, you know, our press breaker tomorrow will probably look, you know, if they do it a lot, we'll have 2 guards here, 1 in the middle, and then we'll have our bigs, or 2 others back here. So spreading the court out wide. This person is always staying behind this person. You know, get it. Once you go over half court, then we can't go back, make that back pass. So we probably want to get as close as we can to this line, reverse it, and then the defense is all out of position for a second, and then we can attack. Okay? You know, we only have 1 person trying to break the press in front of 3 people, so it wasn't going to be that successful probably. And that's it. Good luck tomorrow, girls, as long as we play hard and, you know, talk on defense. And remember our, overall goals, I think we're going to be fine. All right.